Pricing. Whether we love it or we hate it, it's necessary for any business to run. So how do we know if we're charging enough or not? Well, since we're talking about services, there's always bound to be some kind of learning curve at the start because it's so dependent on how good you are at the actual thing. That's what I learned when I started video editing about 2 years ago or so. Someone at the start can't charge the same amount as someone that's been working on channels with millions of subscribers on them. A lot of the time, and honestly, the best route for most people to start is to just start with free. There's a reason why this channel has 110 videos on it so far. It's not like I was hiring an editor. Every video that you've ever seen of me was done by me. You need to have enough knowledge and skill to the point where you're making a noticeable improvement on the person that you're working with, or you're filling a very serious gap that they needed to be filled. I heard it from Alex Hormozy, but it's a good telltale sign when it comes to service businesses. It's if other people start referring their friends or network to you. It means something then because they're risking relational capital by just vouching for you, saying yes, this person is good. But that's an external metric, and not everyone will refer others to you, especially the kinds of clients and people that you meet at the start. Another good one is if you start watching a random video and you can instantly point out 7 things that could be improved and changed in some sort of way, and at that point you take that video and re-edit it into a sample and you send it out as part of your outreach. Those things kind of lead and entangle with each other, because now you have the value that qualifies you to do something like that. Great, so now you're at the point where you can actually charge for your work. That's a great accomplishment, but now you have to decide how to do it. When it comes to payment structures, there are mainly 2 kinds of categories that you could go under, whether that's time-based or per project. Meaning that you say that your hourly rate is $20. The project takes you 10 hours and so you build them for $200. On the other side, if you say that this project itself is worth $200, then you make it and you build them for $200. Whether that it takes you 10 hours to do 25, it's still the same. At the very start of your journey, your value as someone rendering a service will be mainly one of 2 ways. Either it will be based on how much money you can save them or how much time you can save them. How high you can charge will depend on how much they value those 2 things. If they value their time at $30 an hour, whether consciously or unconsciously, and it takes them 7 hours to do, but you can do it in 3, then you can probably charge them that difference. And if it takes them $300 to do it, but you can do it for $200, they would probably make that trade. It's pretty good. I'm saying that will be the value that you can provide because yes, there is a third way and there's also a third payment structure attached to it, but it's something that you don't have access to at the start, where you can charge them depending on how much money you actually make them as a positive direction, and with that comes a rev share or a profit share model. Those are the best options by far. You get the best clients, the best prospects, the best connections, and the best pay. But the problem and the prerequisite with them is that you need to have real insight and depth of knowledge in order to be able to execute on them. To have the confidence to know for a fact that you can make them more money than they are already making and charge a percentage of that. So for example, as a video editor and content creator, if a channel is making 2K a month but I know I can bring them up to 6, 7, 8, then it's very reasonable to charge a percentage of that. But it also means that I need to know all the leverage changes and restructuring that I would need to do in order to actually bring them up to there. That takes time, repetition, and a whole lot of trial and error. No one wants to feel that they lost out on something good. That means that forever, as long as time itself continues to exist, how much you're able to charge will always be a percentage of the value that you actually give to someone. That is how any kind of trade or commerce has ever existed, and online services are no different. Your prices will generally increase as time goes on, and that only happens because supposedly your knowledge, experience, and skills are going up with time. It shouldn't go up just for the sake of it going up. To have a better chance at knowing who you should be outreaching to, this video should be of help to you. And with that, I do have some similar content in written form if you're looking for a business newsletter to pick up. And with that, I'll see you soon. Bye.